Who is this actually good for, who should skip it, and is it worth the price for normal everyday buyers? Those are the 3 questions that keep me up at night whenever a new pre-built gaming rig lands on the market. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I've spent the last few weeks comparing the Stryker 3.0 to a handful of similarly priced boxes, digging through forum threads, and watching a few streamers who actually run this hardware live. What I've learned is that the decision isn't as simple as it has an RTX 3060, so it's a winner. It's about the whole package, the day-to-day experience, and the hidden trade-offs that only show up after you plug it in and start gaming, streaming, or even just browsing. First, let's talk about the type of person who will actually get value out of the Stryker 3.0. If you're a casual gamer who mostly plays titles like Fortnite, Rocket League, or Minecraft at 1080p, you could get by with a cheaper build or even a decent laptop. The Stryker's RTX 3060 and Ryzen 7 combo is a bit of overkill for that use case, and you'll be paying a premium for performance you'll never fully tap. On the other hand, if you're someone who wants to dip your toe into 1440p gaming, or you stream on Twitch while you play, the extra horsepower starts to make sense. The 12 GB of video memory handles modern titles at medium-high settings without choking, and the 16 GB of DDR4 RAM gives you enough headroom for OBS, background music, and a web browser all at once. In short, the sweet spot is the mid-range enthusiast who wants a ready-to-go machine that can handle both gaming and content creation without a DIY build. Now, who should skip it? If you're a hardcore 4K gamer or someone who demands ultra-high frame rates in competitive shooters, the RTX 3060 will become a bottleneck the moment you push past 1440p. You'll quickly find yourself wishing for an RTX 3070 or higher, and the 700W PSU in this box, while adequate for the current components, leaves little room for a future GPU upgrade without swapping the power supply. Also, if you're a budget-conscious buyer who enjoys the satisfaction of building your own PC, you'll probably get more bang for your buck by buying parts separately and assembling them yourself. The Stryker's price includes the convenience of a pre-built system, but that convenience comes with a markup. Let's get into the practical strengths. The first thing you notice when you open the case is the built-in RGB lighting that runs along the side panels. It's not just for show, the lighting is synchronized with the motherboard's fan curves, so when the system ramps up under load you get a subtle glow that actually tells you the PC is working hard. For a streamer, that visual cue can be a nice backdrop on camera without adding a separate light strip. The 1TB SSD lives up to the insanely fast bootup claim. I was on the desktop in under 10 seconds, and loading a large open-world game like Cyberpunk 2077 shaved roughly 15 seconds off the typical load time I see on a SATA drive. That kind of speed translates to less downtime between sessions, which is a real quality-of-life win. Another strength is the way ViprTech has handled the cooling. The front intake fans pull cool air directly over the GPU and the CPU cooler, while the rear exhaust pushes hot air out. In my 4-hour marathon of Destiny 2, the CPU temperature hovered around 68°C and the GPU stayed under 70°C, even with the RGB lighting at full brightness. That's a comfortable margin for most users, and it means you won't hear the fans screaming at you when you're in the middle of a raid. The system also comes with built-in Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5, so you don't need an extra dongle if your router is a few rooms away. For a living room setup where the PC sits near a TV, that wireless reliability is a big plus. On the flip side, there are a few practical weaknesses that show up once you start using the machine day-to-day. The case is fairly compact, which is great for space-constrained desks, but it also limits airflow compared to larger towers. If you decide to push the GPU beyond its stock settings with a mild overclock, temperatures creep up quickly and the fans spin louder. The noise level is acceptable at idle, but under sustained load the fans become audible enough that you'll notice them on a quiet night. It's not a deal-breaker, but it's something to be aware of if you value a whisper-quiet environment for streaming or for late-night gaming. Another hidden trade-off is the upgrade path. The motherboard is a standard ATX board that supports the current generation Ryzen CPUs, but the BIOS isn't user-friendly for flashing new firmware. If you ever want to move to a Ryzen 9 or swap the SSD for a larger NVMe drive, you'll need to spend a bit of time navigating the BIOS menus, something that a truly